Let's discuss defecation as we continue with our discussion on interviewing. Feces and urine are waste matter expelled from the body. This is part of normal physiology and is the result of the body's metabolism. The metabolism requires that the five zang and six fu organs function harmoniously. Metabolic wastes are closely related with the transformative and transportative functions of the spleen and stomach, the dispersing and draining functions of the liver, the dispersing and descending functions of the lung, and the warming function of the kidney. The functions of the bladder and triple burner also play important roles in this process. Thus, inquiring about the process of defecation and urination will not only help one assess the functioning of the digestion and condition of water metabolism, but also the thermal nature of disease. Now, let's define what is defecation. In tenesmus, there is constant feeling of the need to empty the bowel, accompanied by pain, cramping, and involuntary straining efforts. In dysentery, there is severe diarrhea with passage of mucus and blood. Now let's talk about its physiology of feces formation. While defecation is controlled directly by the large intestine, it is closely related with other organs. The spleen and stomach govern the reception, transportation, and transformation of water and food. The spleen transports the food essences up to the lung, from where it is distributed to the entire body. The turbid descends to the small intestine, where the clear is further separated from the turbid. The clear is sent back to the spleen and then descends to the lung to be distributed, while the turbid is transported to the large intestine. The large intestine governs the conversion of matter, forming the turbid matter into feces to be eliminated from the body. The dispersing and draining functions of the liver and the warming function of the kidney also play important roles in this process. Here is a diagram of the physiology of feces formation. So from the food and drink that we ingest, it goes to the stomach, and the pure ascends to the spleen, and the spleen sends it as a food essence to the lung, where the lung distributes to the other organs and tissues. So from the stomach, the turbid descends to the small intestine, where from the small intestine, the pure ascends to the spleen, also going to the lung, while the turbid descends to the large intestine, going to the posterior vein orifice, down to the, it turns into feces. So from the spleen also, the kidney, with its warming function to the spleen, will help it to the food essence to rise to the lung. The liver, with its dispersing and draining function, will help the stomach in its function to separate the pure and the turbid. Okay. So in normal defecation, the healthy person defecates every day or every other day. Defecation is smooth without burning pain or uncomfortable sensation. The stool is brown, soft, and can maintain its own shape. There is no pus, blood, mucus, or undigested food in it. In our scope of inquiry about defecation. So inquiry about defecation should include the following: the form of stool, the color of stool, the smell, time and frequency of bowel movements, quantity of stool, sensations during defecation, and accompanying symptoms. So here is another diagram on the pathological aspect of defecation. So abnormal defecation can be classified by frequency, form, color, and sensation into the following categories. So in abnormal defecation, there can be change in frequency. Uh, Here we have constipation and diarrhea. The change in form, stool could be with undigested food, alternating constipation and diarrhea, and a shapeless stool. If there is change in color, we can see dark brown. It could be black tire-like stool. It could be red if there's blood, and white if there is pus in the stool, or it could be grayish white stool. If there is change in sensation, we can manifest as smooth defecation. There could be tenesmus, a burning sensation, a sagging feeling, or a fecal incontinence. So in changes in the frequency of defecation, normal frequency is once per day or every other day. It is a morbid change if the defecation is more than 3 times per day or less than once every other day. So in constipation, there is difficulty in passing stool, prolonged interval between stools, or a desire to defecate without the ability to do so, either partially or completely. Its etiology and pathomechanism of constipation is associated with the dysfunction of the large intestine to transport. This dysfunction can be divided into 3 causes. The first is when the large intestine lacks moisture. This may be due to pathogenic heat in the large intestine and stomach, which consumes body fluids, or to yin or blood deficiency arising from a chronic illness, aging, profuse sweating, bleeding, or other improper treatment. The second cause of constipation is when the intestines lose their force and power of transportation. This may be caused by qi stagnation arising from emotional stress or by qi and yang deficiency as the result of a chronic illness or aging. The third cause of constipation is when the large intestine is obstructed by a pathological accumulation such as food or phlegm stagnation. This may result from improper diet, emotional stress, or dysfunction of the Zangfu organ. Thank you for your attention.